Hello everyone, I'm Larry and I'm 18. 4 years ago, I looked like this. When my weight passed the 220 pounds mark, I had no friends left at all. The nickname Airship stuck to me, but even that didn't prompt me to stop eating. Oh, what I just didn't cram into my mouth. I especially liked to secretly hide a stack of burgers under the bed for my parents, and at night I attacked them and washed them down with a Coke. I didn't care about my appearance, but everything changed when I first saw this blonde girl. Kate was angelically beautiful and, unlike me, flawlessly slender. All the lessons, I stared at her like a madman, and she paid no more attention to me than to a huge closet in our classroom. After all, we really didn't differ much in size. But unlike the closet, I could feel it, and this time it was too serious. I fell in love for the first time, and for the first time, I wanted to become a little thinner. I stood in front of the mirror and threatened the fat man looking from there with my finger. "Hey man, you just have to lose weight." But I couldn't even imagine that it would be so difficult. I went on a strict diet and spent days at the gym, but the numbers on the scale melted damn slowly. After a couple of months, I was so desperate that I even decided to quit everything when I suddenly met a fellow sufferer. Andy was the same ball as me, and the common trouble brought us together. We met every day on the treadmill, but one day my friend came to training with a sad look. "What's wrong, man? You have such a long face."
"Larry, this is probably our last meeting. Our family is moving to New York."
Yes, I definitely did not expect this. It was much easier to fight excess weight together, and now I was going to have to fight it alone again. "Just promise you won't stop. Don't forget, you have a goal." I pursued it for 3 long years, went to college, and now the scale finally showed 150. But I still couldn't be sincerely happy. After losing weight, my skin became treacherously loose, and classmates immediately came up with a new nickname for me, the Awaiter. Kate still didn't pay any attention to me, and soon I hated my body even more than 90 pounds ago. But fortunately, this time I knew exactly what to do with it. My older brother Steve worked as a plastic surgeon. I was sure that he would not refuse me, when suddenly my brother attacked me. "Are you crazy? What kind of operation are you talking about? You're only 18. The skin is young. Wait a couple of years and it will tighten up. You don't need scars all over your body." "But Steve, I've waited too long already." "That's all there is to it." Out of anger, I kicked the closet in my room and was showered with old things from the upper shelves. Heck, I was sprawled on the floor among the clothes and suddenly remembered Andy's words. "Promise you won't stop." I jumped up, scooped up huge t-shirts and burned them in the backyard. No, it's not for nothing that I killed myself running and dieting for 4 years. I will definitely find a way out. But the next day, my optimism evaporated. Some handsome guy came to our college, and all the girls devoured him with their eyes, even Kate. And at recess, I overheard their conversation. "I'm Kate. Do you want me to give you a tour of the college?" "And I'm Andy. Let's go, baby." All day, I was thinking how to get rid of this peacock. But then he came up to me and suddenly hugged me. "Hey, what are you doing?" "Larry, buddy. Didn't you recognize me? Do you remember 3 years ago we went to the gym together?" "Andy, but how did you—" "I'm so proud of you. You promised not to give up, and look how you've lost weight." "Yes, but the skin didn't keep pace with me. Look how loose it is." Strange. I didn't have that. Well, life sucks. One fat man turned into a caterpillar and the other into an Apollo. Of course, I would even be happy for an old friend, but not in my college. After all, Kate was here. My Kate. And I couldn't just give it up to Andy. After class, I rushed to my brother's clinic and again begged him for an operation. "If I hear that again, I'll tell our mom everything. You know what she'll do to you." "What kind of brother are you after that? You see how much I need it." But my brother put on headphones and stopped talking. All my hopes were dashed. With my foot, I opened the door of his office, when suddenly someone screamed. I ran out into the corridor and saw a girl lying outside the door. "Oh, I'm sorry, did I hurt you badly?" I held out my hand to the stranger. "It's nothing. I'm Samantha, Dr. Steven Richardson's assistant." At that moment, a sinister plan was born in my head. Don't think I love my brother very much, but then the desire to slenderize myself was much stronger. I decided to charm Samantha to find out from her some shameful secrets of Steve. That way I could get my brother to do my surgery. On the same day, I invited Samantha to the cinema as an apology. They were showing some boring action movie, and I was already starting to doze off when suddenly my new friend grabbed me by the chin and pulled me to her. Her hand touched me and stopped just a couple of centimeters from the folds on my stomach. I slowly pulled away and put Samantha's head on my shoulder, so we became a couple. In the evenings, I went on dates with Samantha, and at night, I dreamed about Kate. But she was head over heels in love with Andy. From the back desk, I watched enviously as they kissed and whispered sweetly. With all my heart, I hated my friend, whom I had missed for so many years. I urgently needed to get myself in order. But Samantha, as ill luck would have it, did not tell anything provocative about Steve. And then I decided to speed up the process. In the evening, I climbed to the roof of a skyscraper, spread a blanket, placed candles, snacks, and brought my girlfriend there. And when we finished dinner, I got down on one knee and opened a box with a silver ring in front of Samantha. "Will you marry me?" "Oh my God, Larry, of course, yes, yes!" We wrapped ourselves in blankets and hugged, watching the sunset, when suddenly my bride whispered, "You're so honest, kind, and relatable. I can't even believe that you and my boss are brothers." "I don't understand. What's wrong with Steve?" "How to tell you? Well, you'd better see for yourself." Samantha handed me her smartphone. In the video, my brother took money from some man and, in return, promised to get him a benefit for plastic surgery. Is this a bribe? Is Steve capable of such a thing? I couldn't believe my eyes. He seemed so honest and incorruptible to me. "But please, tell no one about this. I don't want problems at work." I pretended to be disappointed, and I imperceptibly transferred the video to my phone. The dirt on Steve was in my hands, and that meant only one thing. Soon I would get the body of my dreams. That same evening, I showed the video to my brother and gave him a choice. "Either you agree to the operation or I give the recording to the police." I know. I'm sorry, Steve, but I just had no other choice. I started preparing for surgery, and a couple of days later, I opened my eyes in a hospital room. I was covered from head to toe in bandages, but it didn't bother me. After all, they hid a perfect figure. A week later, Steve took off the bandages, and I finally saw a new me. The whole body was covered with scars, but it was much better than the hated folds. Now Kate will definitely be mine. In pleasant anticipation, I walked into the classroom, but the girl didn't even look in my direction. She was lying on Andy's lap and was telling him something enthusiastically. I interrupted this couple. "Andy, look what I've done." "What do you think?" "Wow, you're Frankenstein. So many scars." Kate burst out laughing, and the other guys joined in. As you may have guessed, thanks to Andy, I got a new nickname. The only thing that saved me was that the school year came to an end. Maybe over the summer, everyone would forget about this offensive nickname. But during the holidays, my life only got worse. Samantha flooded me with ideas for celebrating the wedding, and once she dragged me to choose the rings. That day, I tactfully bailed out, but my bride did not give up. Photos of wedding dresses, restaurant dishes, and other girly nonsense flew to my direct. And this lasted for 3 long months. In the end, I decided to stop this performance, but to do it in style. I invited Samantha to the very roof where I had popped the question to her. Getting up the nerve, I took the girl by the hand. "Sam, I have to confess, I can't marry you." "No problem. Let's postpone the wedding. For your sake, Wait, listen. I've been in love with someone else for many years. For her sake, I started losing weight and dating you. For her sake, I went to this operation. Forgive me if you can. I didn't mean to hurt you." Samantha looked so angry, as if she was going to take me off the roof without an elevator. I was ready for any reaction, but not for this. She dropped the ring and just left. I stared thoughtfully at the starry sky. A few days later, autumn came and I returned to college in the hope of seeing my beloved again. But there was a plump girl sitting in her place. I came closer when suddenly it dawned on me. This was Kate. It looked like an electric shock to me. Over the summer, she gained at least 20 pounds and now looked just disgusting. All the feelings I'd been living with for the last 4 years suddenly disappeared. Holy macaroni! I found the strength to lose 90 pounds, and Kate turned out to be so weak-willed that she couldn't even keep her perfect figure. Slowly, I sat down at my desk, but then a big shadow hung over me. Larry, hi! How was your vacation? Good. Where's your Andy? We broke up. Please don't talk about him. Are you staying for the party tonight? Of course, I couldn't miss such fun. At the party, I tried to stay away from Kate, but by hard adventure. She was constantly somewhere nearby, and in the end, I couldn't stand it. What do you want from me? The girl's face changed and she suddenly burst into tears. Kate, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be so rude. What happened? In the summer, I found out that I was pregnant, but when I told Andy about it, he demanded an abortion. I gave him a slap on the face and ran away. And then I came to know that he had taken his college papers and moved to another city. I'm alone, Larry. I'm sorry I poured all this on you. It's just, you've always been kind to me, and I thought... I didn't have time to recover when the phone rang. It was Mom. Larry? Steve is taken to the police. I do not know what to do. They're talking about some kind of bribes. I rushed home with all possible speed, but it was too late. My brother was arrested. I collapsed on the bed with my face in the pillow. It all happened because of me. I offended Samantha so much that she leaked dirt on Steve to the police. And now the brother is awaiting trial. What a fool I am. I jumped out of bed and ran to Samantha. She didn't open the door for a long time, but I didn't give up and hammered at it endlessly. And when the girl finally came out, I rushed to her. I'm sorry, Sam, please. I'm sorry. I was carried away. I'm the last scoundrel, scumbag. Please help me. My brother is not to blame for anything. Do something. I don't know. Tell them this video is a montage, staging, prank, whatever. What video? What are you talking about? It was you who showed the police the video where Steve is being bribed out of revenge, right? Who do you take me for? I wouldn't do that in my life. I'm not like you. I was rooted to the ground and couldn't find the words. But then Samantha took me into the house and gave me herbal tea. Calm down. My dad works for the police. I'm going to call him now and find out what happened to your brother. It turned out that Steve was detained on suspicion of corruption, but the police had no evidence. A few days later, the case was closed and the brother was released. I immediately apologized to him for blackmailing him so stupidly, and we finally made up. But my soul was still somehow empty. I was missing something, more precisely, someone. I realized how much I cared about Samantha. She helped me, even after the mean thing I did to her. Every day, I remembered our dates more and more often, and one day, I decided to act, this time without any romantic platitudes. As soon as Samantha opened the door, I pulled her to me and whispered, on November 15th at 1 p.m., you will become my wife. And if I refuse, then I'll come here every day until you say yes. Samantha and I got married at the appointed time. I launched my online weight loss courses, and they began to rapidly gain popularity. That's just one unresolved case remained, but it soon ceased to be a problem. I told my wife Kate's sad story, and she offered to help in any way we could. That's how I became the happiest person on the planet. And what did you have to go to for your happiness? Tell me in the comments.